It was supposed to be a simple night. A teenage babysitter named Lila had been asked to watch over a 5-year-old boy, Max, while his parents went out for a dinner party. The house was quiet, tucked into a quiet suburban street, the kind of neighbourhood where nothing ever happened. Or so everyone thought. At first, the evening was normal. Max ate his dinner, asked endless questions about cartoons, and then insisted on reading in his room before bed. Lila sat in the living room scrolling on her phone, occasionally glancing toward the hallway to make sure he was still tucked under his blanket. The house felt big and empty, almost too quiet. Around 9 o'clock, Lila noticed something odd. Max had asked for the nightlight in his room to be turned on, but when she walked in, it flickered strangely, casting long, warped shadows across the walls. She shrugged it off. Kids got scared. But then she saw it, a second pair of eyes. At first, she thought it was her imagination. She froze, staring toward the corner of Max's room, where the closet door was cracked just a little. The eyes were low, too low for a child his age, smaller than hers, but unmistakably human, glinting in the soft light. "Max?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. The boy looked up at her from his bed, smiling. "I'm right here," he said innocently. But the eyes in the closet blinked again. Lila's stomach dropped. The air in the room seemed to thicken, the shadows stretching further. She told herself it was some trick of the nightlight, a reflection on the toys, or the mirror inside the closet. Then she saw the small hand. A tiny, pale hand reached out from the darkness behind the closet door, resting just above the floorboards. Max didn't react. He continued to hum quietly, flipping the pages of his picture book as though nothing was there. Lila backed away slowly, her heart hammering. She thought about calling the parents, about running out into the street and screaming. But she couldn't. Her voice had caught somewhere deep in her throat. The closet door creaked open wider, and the figure stepped forward. It was almost identical to Max, wearing the same pajamas, the same messy hair, the same soft little grin. But its eyes were wrong. Too dark, too empty, as if they were waiting for something. Lila's mind raced. Could it be a twin, a friend? Someone hiding? But no one knew Max had a twin. No one at all. The thing mimicked him perfectly. When Max laughed, it laughed. When Max sat up, it rose the same way. Lila couldn't tear her eyes away. She wanted to scream. She wanted to run. But her legs felt frozen in place, her mind spinning with disbelief. Then it moved faster than any child could. In a heartbeat, it was on the bed beside Max, leaning over him as if to whisper something. Max smiled up at it, completely unafraid. Lila felt bile rise in her throat. "Get out," she whispered, almost a sob. "Go away." The thing paused. Its grin widened. It whispered in a voice that sounded eerily like Max, but wrong, hollow, shivering. "I'm already here." Suddenly Max's parents arrived. Lila rushed to the door, flinging it open, ready to scream and point and explain. But when they stepped inside, the room was empty. Max sat in his bed, just him, smiling, holding his book. There was no sign of the figure, no trace in the closet, nothing on the floor. Lila felt like she was losing her mind. She asked Max if anyone else had been in the room. He shook his head. "Nope, just me." But later the parents showed her the old family photo album, and there, tucked behind pages of birthdays and first days of school, was a picture she would never forget. 2 Maxes, both smiling at the camera, both alive. Or at least they had been. Lila never babysat there again, but sometimes when she walks past that street late at night, she swears she sees a pair of small eyes watching from an upstairs window, and she remembers the thing in the closet waiting.